We are unknowable, fallen, corrupted, rightly feared. We are ascended.
Welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 in part 19 of our Kholek Suneater SFO Grimhammer campaign. In today's episode, we are bringing some more free Chaos Brand on healthcare to the Bamboo Crossing this time. Got a quite elite force of Cathayans behind this wall, a bunch of Jade Lancers, as well as several groups of their most elite missile troops, and some cannons. Let's get to it. We've got our Dragon Ogres off to the one side, as we normally do, with our Hounds kind of leading the charge for distracting up to the side, as per usual with them. They don't tend to actually get through those walls very quickly, but they do provide at least a decent distraction. We've got all of our other soldiers off on this one side with our heroes, and then our gold tier marauders have been upgraded to Chaos Warriors with halberds. You really don't want to let them go all the way up to that top gold chevron. They only save 3 of them, which I guess is a nice head start. They have to get to chevron, the second tier of the silver chevron, to be turned into chosen, which will probably take these guys up to halberd chosen, and those will be the infantry we roll with. Several groups of the halberdier chosen. They're very sturdy, and they can tear down most armored units pretty effectively. Let's get this battle started. We'll immediately have you guys go start shooting on the walls. Gonna have to charge through a hail of bullets to start. We'll send the Ungors up. Start nom-nomming on the guys on the walls there. We'll have Kholek charge up to start beating on the walls. Everyone else work together. We need to move up fast. They're gonna start targeting down on one unit. Go ahead and blast through the walls right here. And we'll have one of the units of trolls. Actually, we'll have everyone go through the walls there. As soon as we're able. Sorcerer is being very targeted. Everyone else charge on in. Trolls are getting knocked over by cannonballs. We're just going to deal with that for a moment. You fly on in and start disrupting these crane guns. And we'll have these hounds move up as well to start shooting on whoever they can. Right on in these Jade Warriors. Activate the Filth Mace. Alright, they've basically chased everyone off the wall there. We are kind of just waiting on the Shatterstone to reactivate, but we'll send these guys forward for when it does. Over with Slanesh, we got some magic we can use. Not a lot of units all clumped up for now. We can do the whip, though. Disrupt some archers. Celestial Dragon Guard are getting a little bit too close. Give him the old smack. Did way more damage to those halberds than the other, but that's fine by me. Go ahead and activate the Scroll of Power. Drop down some shards as well once these guys all get surrounded. Speed yourself up just a little bit there, and actually we may just drop down some Acquiescence. Or instead of that, the Phantasmagoria. It's a group. Drop it down here. Make sure no one here can fight. Heal anyone who's already in battle. Make sure you are jumping on these lanterns here. We have another Shatterstones. Go ahead and blast a hole in this wall and send Kholek and the Dragon Ogres through. Those archers are getting blasted apart. Alright, we've got ourselves a lovely breach. Go ahead and shove Kholek through it. Bunch of swordsmen over there. They're not going to be really all that much problem for us. Let's sprint Kholek over and drop some lightning down on the fire rain rockets. We're not going to enjoy those into our infantry line at all. No reason for this Forsaken Blessing just yet. Let's scoot you a bit closer so you can actually get the damage ability off. These lanterns are nearly gone. You're being shot at by all the crossbows nearby, so let's scoot through and jump on these lanterns next instead. Through the gates, let's just send them through. As soon as they get close enough in, enemy will come down off the walls. We can just turn around and jump on them. Alright, Kholek. The Magistrate's in there, but let's go ahead and disrupt these fire rain rockets first. Throw down some Furies as you run. Got your Tempest Rage. Well, have you go ahead and turn around and start chasing down this Lord Magistrate that's running away. We are bogged down on this other side here. We'll have you chase off these other lanterns. Where's my wizard here? Taking some damage. Taking some damage. We'll get back on the wizard.
Dark sorcerer.
Flash through here. That's an excellent opportunity. I won't overcast it. Yoink. Pretty good damage. Let's see if we can get you through.
Hero of Nurgle.
Kind of bogged down in what he is. Give him a little bit more damage then. Got a lot of enemies to work through on that side. Kholek, I asked you to go smash a magistrate. Let's go get these artillery pieces over here instead. Jaggeth is doing amazing. Rounding them up. These guys are crushed on the other side here. Send yourselves forward. Actually, let's come on back and beat down on these Jade Warriors. And no reason to send those hounds up. Go ahead and bring them to this position like I did. I guess they got jumped by the other group and had a really bad time. Our enemies did, at least. So the armored trolls in on these halberdiers, or these spawn, push through. They are able. These dogs kind of move up Gulch here and disrupt the area. Threaten. You keep moving. You start working on the Grand Cannon. Feed yourself up. We'll go ahead and drop down some lightning in the middle of all these Iron Hail guns. Fury's a different target down on here in these Sky Lanterns. Or I guess the, not the lantern, but... Missed opportunity. Him working through. Perfect. Our Slaneshi Lord, or our Slaneshi hero is taking a lot of damage from crossbows, so we need to drag him inside the walls and just keep him close to the friendly troops, though. Be very wary about overcasting. Pretty solid hit, and then the hounds get to dive on in. Kholek is had to be going through the traps. Unfortunately, he's going to be dropping his attack ever so slightly. Not that it really matters. Drag them on back. Our hounds are getting jumped by several groups of horsemen. Let's pull them on away. Actually are winning that fight, but we'll drag them back for a moment. Let's come across the bridge over here so we can bring them into these dragon ogres a little easier. Go ahead and jump on the tower there. Drop in some more Furies. Activate Star Crusher as well. Alright, let's bring you backwards, you spawn. Trolls at everyone through. You stay back, we'll have you guys go jump into combat. Once we can make these guys rampage out over here. Get those crane guns into combat. Rampage the crane guns. Oh, maybe we can't. Only a friendly unit then. Which actually works, because we can send them directly in after who we want. Run from our Lord Magistrate there. Okay, the hounds are having a really hard time pulling away. I said run. How hard is that? Let's pull these other hounds through this direction. That way, when Kholek arrives, you can smash the square a little bit easier. Two Ungor that are really not doing much. We'll bring them inside, just have them hold down that position. You guys move on over and help out with these lances. And we will stick it in fight, because they will take some damage, they'll be fine. Overall, they'll be fine. Feed Kholek up, drop down some more Furies. And that's the victory. Whole bunch of Cathayans standing in our way, but they were battered aside pretty easily. A decisive victory for sure. We lost a bit of health on our single entities there. Cathay has a whole bunch of bullets, and when they focus fire down even one of your targets, especially one of the large ones on the Chaos Shrine, they take damage very quickly. We'll take the win, though, and sack the Bamboo Crossing. Get ourselves 1,000 free experience. And the Golden Griffin of Theurgy is now available. And Uncle for Uncle as well. Whole bunch of regiments renowned unlocked all at once. So all of the different maxed out demons are now available. We can throw those into each individual army. I think we will probably go for the Marquis of Masochism just because we have so much Slanesh authority. It'll make him quite a bit cheaper. Although Kholek, I don't believe gives... Let's see, I think it's only for Undivided that he actually provides the Herald for... it's in his actual skills, is it?
Are you a god?
Mountain God for Chaos, Monstrous Infantry, and Monster Units. So no, it doesn't matter which god they follow, it's for all of them. That is fantastic. We've already got the Monster Strength, and actually Kholek is pretty much as maxed out as we can go. I'm going to continue to work down his blue line for now so we can grab Chaos Unchained, giving us more movement range for all of our armies, more souls gained for this battle, and then 10% more post-battle loot. Sounds fantastic. So we'll keep going down to spoilers, gives us even more gold from raiding and sacking, which we do pretty much as we can. For Chad, he now has access to the Heroic Killing Blow, which is 60% more base weapon and armor-piercing damage, which is going to boost his already pretty incredible damage through the roof. Bamboo Crossing is another one that we can happily pass off to one of our Norscan allies once we do get some of their land down here in the south. We are a bit overextended with Kholek. Didn't plan on pushing this deep into enemy territory, just kind of happened as such. Since we can cross the river here at Shilong. May not be a bad idea to press really hard down here towards Wily Village. That way we can grab the extra salt from here as well. Even more growth for all of our provinces there. Problem is we just need another army up in the north. We're up to 1,800 positive income, and that's mostly just because Kholek is in friendly territory. But a new army would be fantastic. We could recruit them up over here somewhere and have it be Archaon, defending Cathay. Our Cathay. We have Azag the Slaughterer moved on in on Herald. We're taking a bit of attrition there, and we can deal with that pretty quickly. The auto-resolve really likes our chances. Is Azag flying around just yet? Nah, he's just a normal wizard. He does have his crown, though, so he'll have the Gaze of Nagash, which is... it's alright. Whole heap of trolls and some archers is what he's rolling with. 48 leadership apiece. I think that we could pretty easily crush them, as the auto-resolve is saying here, so we'll go ahead and give this one to the auto-resolve, since it's decisive with low casualties. And then we'll fight a better battle here. Azag falls. We gained his Chalice of Chaos. I don't think he was probably using. We'll sacrifice them, because that's a heap of gold. Come the Green Skinner, heavy as the hand that wears the Crown of Sorcery, probably dead as well. 50% more leadership, which is not fantastic, but 25% more spell resistance is never bad. Most of our enemies are going to be using magical attacks by the end of the campaign for sure. Most of their unique abilities or weapons do tend to give them magical attacks. Alright, Herald. Well, I'd really like to get access to his Fleshy Abundance for more healing. It drops your speed and increases your flame resistance. That's actually not bad. Nice little tweak to the original spell. I think it just heals you in the normal. This one gives you a little bit drop to speed, but it makes you a little bit more resistance to flame, which would make sense with all the nasty tumors exploding. Go Rose. I think for Herald, we continue to make his magic a bit more potent, so Curse of the Leper is fine. Because the Plague of Nurgle is really, it makes it a bit more potent than before, giving us more armor and melee reflection. Because we're reflecting damage as well as poisoning them. And it can go onto 3 different entities. We'll go for the Curse of the Leper, it's pretty cheap too. This should unlock our invasion for him. Got Prince Augrax.
Exalted hero of Khorne.
He chose to go for Chaos Strategist, huh? Fill the Chalice, minus 10% to enemy fire resistance. Well, that's pretty strong. I guess you could roll with an army of Khorne and an army of Tzeentch side by side, since they're not taking the same penalties. And you could further lower the fire resistance for the Tzeentchian magic. That would be pretty crazy. Herald, we have plenty of gold. Let's give you some extra shock troops. I think you need another unit of Speedy Javcav. And then we can give you one of the Rebet regiments, right? These guys are... I mean, they're expensive. Herald has mostly Nurgle favor, so we'll give him Uncle for Uncle. Welcome. Where'd you go? The Great Unclean One. So he has the Greater Stench Lord, which is missile resistance and armor for our own allies, or I guess for himself. Then for enemy troops, drop speed and armor piercing. And for the secondary one, when he loses more than half of his health, it just doubles the effects there. Pretty solid. Defiling Deluge, which heals and deals damage, up to 5 entities. Plague that drops down. I think that's going to be an incredible unit. Can't wait to use them.
Bring ruin.
Go ahead and start dragging ourselves down into the Badlands a bit more here. Trying to figure out where exactly our enemies are. We do have the enemy
Cease.
rebellion army up there in the north. We can give the Surtha the Chariot Master. Give him the kill order on them. I'd like to grab the treasure house here. We have 5,000 left.
Village the curse.
I mean, village, we may just grab you, that great Theurgist. Toss out the trolls. Which of our units are the most expendable? Probably these hounds, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, the hounds I think are the most useless, as he's going to say. And then we'll give you Golden Griffin. Welcome. All of our money has now been injured, but now we've got some pretty potent monsters in our armies. He comes with the metal spells instead of the Tzeentchian ones. And the Unholy Pact with the Changer, which heals. Is it just all the time? Fair enough. And then he's got Magic Bond, giving us even more magic. Fantastic. On top of blinding people with his melee attack. Yeah, that's a pretty solid creature there. Wait. Take a look at our diplomacy just real quick. Legion of Chaos, we're going to probably crush you and bring you in as well. I'm interested to see how the Build-A-Demon works when he's been recruited by you. Gorzard boys, when he's been confederated. I've never seen any playthroughs of anyone who has confederated with the Demon Prince. Let me know in the comments. How does that work? Do you still get all of the Build-A-Demon parts, or does that his entire faction just become null and void since you don't have that as your research? Because it's basically his research tree. All right, Harold. Kind of like to send you after the Black Fang because it doesn't seem like anyone else is going to work on it. Rather not get stabbed in the back by ogres or orcs. Either one. Get some replenishment. Swing on up this way. Negative 35. That's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Keep it in mind. I don't think anyone else can move. We're out of commission for this turn, but let's swing on back over to Kholek. Over here at the bamboo crossing. Where lava is freely pouring out of this terracotta. Wait, turned and looked at me. Yeah, he's not feeling so great. Excuse me? Or is it just go on a... Let's see if he actually looks at you. No, it's on a rotation. Fair enough. I was like, that's fairly interactive. I like it. Either way, we'll ignore our damaged buildings and then we'll end the turn. Eye has opened. Our actions have drawn the attention to the Chaos Gods. We can go for Ashes and Dust yet again, 100 growth and Nurgle Corruption for all of our provinces, Ungodly Ichor, which would give us just a bit more healthy lords, harder to kill, and then the Gift of our choice. I think this time we'll go for our fortresses, because 100 extra growth is a lot. And then Nurgle Corruption will also help with any kind of growth. Challenge Stone has been besieged. Bring it. A bunch of rebellions are about to kick off. A whole bunch of rebellions are about to kick off. Let's break them. Yeah, that's one we'll give to the auto-resolve. These Chosen would crush 199 kills. Well done. Go ahead and sacrifice them. Get a little bit of extra gold. We've got to get control figured out. Stabilizing for now because we had the military crackdown, but it is going to go straight back down quickly. So whatever kind of control buildings we can grab, we're going to need. For now, though, nothing there. We can go for the strategy chamber up in Datha. 25% extra gold from all these income areas to 50%. As well as a bit more control, which is probably useful. Double our control. I think Fortress is actually looking pretty solid. It's losing control as well. We'll go for the strategy chamber here because it's got better buildings in this area. And then we'll keep the lads moving. And actually, we'll keep them moving and declare war on some rats that are living here. We wish to live here now. And there's some tusks for us to claim. Landferic. Before we declare war on them, let's see what would happen if we do. Because I do believe they broke the agreement with us. So where are these rats at? Landferic.
No greater rat than
Currently
me,
fighting the Ice Court and all of the other Cathayans, or Kislevites. I don't want to join the war, I want to declare war on you. Nothing would happen? Fair enough. Let's see if the Kislevites want to pay us. Oh, Katerin.
None shall question me. In the names of Urs.
How about you give me some gold?
Dash and Tor, I condemn you.
Fair enough, but you're also going to give me some gold.
This shall suffice.
The Ice Court would never make this deal, ever. We are creating a hold. Oh, Prague is a dark fortress. That makes sense with why the Chaos wanted to smash it so bad. Let's go over here and deal with these rats then. Alright, even though this is going to give us a decisive victory, we haven't actually gotten to fight any Skaven just yet. They have 6 uses of Menace Below. It gives them 6 extra uses of those clan rats. Go ahead and give the Lichbone pendant over here to this unit. They've got a warlord named Zapspark leading the charge. Some Plague Monks and some Gutter Rudder Slingers. Blade Claw Catapult's definitely going to be their most deadly unit, but we have some Hounds and some Knights to deal with that. Let's get to the fight. Alright, looks like Slitnesh is going to be visiting and watching over this battle. The air has a nice pink hue to it. We've got a plane coming in for a landing overhead. We're not going to stop our recording though. Chaos never sleeps. So the Marauders up front, we can kind of take a look at our beautiful golden griffin. Or so he thinks. Got a nice sheen there on those wings. And grab our Marauders of Thinch with these spears. Try to find their cavalry. They don't have cavalry. These are Skaven. What am I talking about? We need to kind of split the attention of those catapults then. So let's kind of spread the lads out a little bit more. We'll grab the Marauders we already have. Drag them backwards. We don't want those Plague Claw catapults to be firing right off the map. Or spearmen up front. Actually, because we want the spearmen. If anyone's getting shot, it'll be those guys. Halberdiers, I will actually keep a little bit further behind, and we'll throw the aspiring champs in the middle to make the Normie Rage boys fight a little bit harder. They are but humble librarians with axes after all. Really, really angry, testosterone-filled librarians. Go ahead and grab Village, throw him up front. I'm completely unconcerned by anyone since we have this deadly duo of fighters. Throw the Golden Griffin a little bit further back, and then we'll have our Knights kind of flowing in from either side. Throw them up a little bit further than that. They've spread their army pretty wide here. I'm impressed. Throw the Trolls off behind our Spearmen here. Spread the Trolls out just a smidge, and then the Dragon Ogres. Knights there. I think the Knights of Immolation can roll with them, and then we'll have you guys up front off to the side as well, because those Gutter Rudders are going to be a problem. Alright, who else are we missing here? The Weird Spawn. You can be the Vanguard for our Trolls. Works for me. Alright, so we'll go for all of our Knights. And we'll have the Hounds in there with the Knights. All the Beasties is one, although I think I want the Golden Griffin with the Heroes, and then we'll have these guys together. And then we'll just make this group the last one so I can keep a little bit of an easier eye on them. Or it's not going to work out like that. Fair enough. Such is the way. Let's get this battle started. So we have our Gore. Definitely going to use them as a shield. Just going to have these guys charge straight in. Start. You guys need to start running. So smash into the clan rats. Both of those groups together should have no problem killing. Go back the other way so we don't get hit. Ooh, barely dodged. Come on back. You have to be very, very all over the place with your Marauders there. Let's grab you and the other group of archers. We're just going to send the archers forward. They're kind of on a one-way mission there. We'll have the heroes and the infantry. Send them forward. Golden Griffin will kind of just have them go right over the top. Those two combined forces had no trouble beating down on the spearmen. We haven't used the Knights of Immolation's ability just yet. We'll get to it in a moment. Move off to the side here. These Gors should have absolutely no trouble ripping into them. Hounds of Decay, charge on in as well. Help out your knight friends. Ungor, get on in. Keep bothering those Plague Claw catapults. Got a beautiful opportunity for again as Golden Hounds over here. Matters not how many they summon when the Hounds come munching. We'll get a slow-mo shot of the doggos ripping through the rats. Landferic almost sounds like they would be have an affinity for iron, but not when it's ripping through your ranks like that. Got all of those units defeated. We'll have the battle come on back out. We'll go ahead and lock all the infantry up, charge them in. Let's have these lads get on and smash this group. Golden Griffin will have you drop down a bit of magics. Over here into this group. Village, come on, charge over. Drop down the spell resistance drop for them as well. A lot of extra damage from that. Throw some peak fire through. We've been netted by the gutter runners. An interesting course of action there. Charging through, drop down a very cheap Treasonous Siege. Grab the Winds of Change as soon as that actually activates there. You guys start chopping through. Have to get some more slow-mo shots of our angry librarians murdering rats. What really happens when you don't bring the books back? Then we've got the true Chaos Knights charging on over. They've been a bit slower to the fight than their other brethren there, who have pretty quickly rounded off the enemy forces they've been dealing with. Get back into the fight. Get you guys back on in. We'll have them turn around. I think we're doing a lot of friendly fire here with these knights. Let's bring these Knights of Immolation away. They're not quite as deadly in a fight. Our hero is doing nothing. Although most of the enemy has been broken. You can throw some blue fire into these guys over here's back line. Have the Griffin come on over and smash into this flank here. Those Knights are doing fine. You guys come on back. Getting hit by that's probably going to break their morale. Charge in. It's a rat hunt. Golden Griffin's crashing on down as well. They've got a couple more uses of the ability. Let's have these Knights pull on away. You guys fall back as well. Completely forget that the hero has the ability to summon in some Furies as well. Drop down and overcast Treason. One of our allies was retreating? Absolutely not. Let's pull these guys away again. Our Chaos Knights are actually taking a lot of damage. They've been fighting a whole heap of enemies for the most of this. Get over here and heal these guys once we're able. Fly it over the top. We can drop down the torrent that we completely have neglected to use. Oh, just as they break. Well, that's pretty incredible. Annihilate them indeed. Just have to deal with this warlord over here who is very brave. As they will randomly say they will not run, flee. Oh, there he goes. He's broken. Who's still fighting for the enemy team here? I am not sure. These plague monks. They must be unbreakable in this version. Fair enough. We will hunt them to the last. We're not even really sure what they're at here in the scrum, but there's a few plague monks left. We're not sure. We'll go ahead and speed this one up, and then we'll call that one as a victory. Hey, just in time. And a decisive victory. Yeah, no, when I'm playing as the rats, I always fear the Tzeentchian armies the most. They just don't have much weapon strength. It takes them forever to get through the barrier, and by then they've lost far too many to really be very effective. We can gift this to our vassal, but I'm not going to. We're going to sack it first. Because it has tusks here, we can use those for our own trading. I guess we'll do so next turn. We'll grab some channelings. We're not so low on magics. Once we're able to upgrade a couple of these marauders, we'll go ahead and go for Village's quest battle there. This Vessel of Chaos quest battle has you fighting two pretty elite armies. I want our troops to be just a bit more chunky before we go about attempting that one. So, for you then, Village.
Gave us victory.
No. That is false. It was the Golden Griffin. We definitely need the Prismatic Plurality. So let's go for... We could go for Glean Magic, but we can't really cast that on ourselves, I don't believe. We could try it, but I don't think you're able to cast it on yourself. So in that case, we'll just go for the Pink Fire. Increase that, give it a little bit more cost reduction there. The upgraded version increases damage by a bit. I wish it gave us more armor piercing. That's kind of what that one's lacking.
The eagle always sees.
Okay, for our Exalted Hero, we get a bit more gold from raiding. I think since we're going to go ahead and path him to glory so quickly, I think we have to go for Nurgle just because Khorne will drop our Tzeentchian authority. Although if we could fight against it, because he should be able to actually drop fire resistance for enemies in the area too, so we may try to go for that one. It may hurt us long run, and we have to throw the hero out of the army, but for now we can see what the fire resistance combo does, or fire drop combo. Let's grab the hard to hit after all of that indecision.
Prayers are answered.
Then we'll send him after the Pillar of Skulls.
Fight until you know nothing else.
Well done. Giving him the ability to devote to Khorne.
Choose me.
Do we really need to assault their garrison? Absolutely not. It was for the ability to mark him if we wanted, and I think we want to mark him for Khorne right away.
Exalted hero of Khorne.
They look absolutely incredible. He's going to have a bonus versus infantry now as well. Give them an obsidian lodestone to drop their jump that anti-spell resistance here to even further heights. More damage, rage, wounds. He's got that Mark of Khorne, which gives him frenzy. Chosen of Khorne. Entities cannot die. Oh, actually, this only drops Slaaneshi authority. Hang on now, we may have found something out. It just drops Slaaneshi authority, yeah. Fair enough. Hellblade drops the weakness to fire. That's the one we want there. So after he kills more than 40 enemies, he'll give himself the Searing Flame. Khorne Authority is not really something we need, and spell resistance for the whole army is not bad either. Oh, the Filled Chalice is the one we need. All sorts of good skills. It's fun to read through them. Alright. So, Hellkeep, you're going to jump back in when you can. Which is also the name of one of the rats there, which is quite interesting. Where do your allegiances truly lie? Bone Pit costs a lot. We'll hold off on that until we can build something that makes us a bit more gold. That's just warband upgrades. That's pretty meh. Wage in is what it is as well. The dragon, all the gates can be upgraded. Again, I really don't want to. Really don't want to. We might need throw a building of some kind in here, otherwise the allies are not going to go ahead and grab them. Let's at least make sure they're a little bit better defended. It's not going to be amazing, but it'll be better than nothing. And that'll bankrupt us more or less for now. Sounds fine to me. Alright, Kholek. Do we charge down and smush the enemy here, or do we gotta come on back up north? We do have some lizards up here. They're taking a little bit to recruit up another army. We may want to go ahead and finish off Zhao Ming first, kind of as quickly as we can. Subjugate someone else. And then we have plenty of time to smash those other armies. Let's bring his big chunky self on down south.
Direct me, dark gods.
Hopefully we have enough to do some raiding. He's done all of the replenishing he needs. If we raid, it takes us down to 6%. Can we get into enemy territory? Let's see.
Yes.
Oh, just barely. There we go. Steal some gold.
God of mountains.
We may grab some more marauders so we can turn those guys into some Chaos Warriors over time as well. Maka's gonna come running in here and shout at me. She's got a mouse. Not a real one. What do you want, Maka? Girl, we're gonna have to play later. It's Warhammer time.
God of blight.
All right, let me quit her from make her stop shouting. I'll be right back. And we're back. Let's swing on back over to Harold here, who has taken a bit of replenishment, but I kind of would like a little bit more before we charge on in. Black thing in here is the maxed out settlement. They do have some orc boar boys, a lot of orc boys here, which do have 61 weapon strength, which is really no joke at all. Our marauders would be absolutely obliterated. Thing is, we do have some pretty potent units here, so I actually think as long as we're fighting out on the field, which from what it looks like we would be fighting out on the field, we may have no trouble beating this group down. Let's go ahead and jump on into Harold. Be a bit aggressive with it. Let's grab the summoning stance so we get the free blast down of the fire. Let's charge on in.
Is coming.
Oh, it is. If we gave this one to the auto-resolve, we would lose our Marauder Horseman and our spawn. We may end up losing them anyway, but let's charge on in and see what we can do. And let's get to the battle. We immediately start deployment, ignore the channel magic. Got some broken monuments off to the side here. We shall probably make even more. Well, the orcs weren't really one if we're building them in the first place. They do have the high ground, though. We may want to kind of lead them down to us a little bit, especially with our haggard marauder team. Draw some of their speedy units down and away from their main line. We're kind of happy to deploy right here, even. Split them up on this bit of land. We can have the Mirror Guard holding one of the flanks and the Demon Spew the other. Then we'll have the Aspiring Champs with their barrier in the middle, holding that down as long as they can. That shield wall nice and sturdy. We can have our Cav up front, cause problems. Probably on one flank, working as one. And then we'll have the Hounds on the other side there. Just so it's easier for me to actually micro. We'll have Uncle Furuncle in the middle. And he is a... I mean, we're not in the sun, but he is a nasty boy. Boils and horns sticking out of all sorts of unfortunate spots. He is a thick one. And he's got some jiggle. We'll have the Knights and the Slaughtercade off on one side. I think we want the Slaughtercade in the back so they can actually charge through the line that the Knights crush down a little bit easier. Who's faster? Let's quickly take a look. 100 speed as opposed to 65 speed. Skull Crushers are way slower. We'll throw them out a bit further in front. Dragon Ogres off on this side, and that should be the battle lines. Alright. Infantry all is one. That will have all of our cavalry types as one. Spawn, put them in behind our Forsaken, maybe out in front of the Forsaken. And the Dragon Ogres hanging in behind this group. Group them, and then everyone else can be as one. And let's get this going. Got our Gore summon as well. Let's go ahead and push the Marauder Horsemen up on the flank there. Throw our Gore in behind. On Gore. Get them over just a little bit. Have these other Gore. Probably a good idea to keep them either in the middle or on the side flank there. We'll throw them in behind the Dragon Ogres. Should be a pretty nice 1-2 punch there. Everyone's getting ready, so let's just start pushing the whole team forward. Or I did say I wanted to draw them to me, so we'll scoot up a little bit, kind of keep that as our flank. We'll use these guys to move up and start chucking some javelins at people. Seeing if they can claim any green skulls. Move up on the sides there. Dropping that down would be a waste. They would just move out of the way. We'll take a look and wait. Should be almost close enough to start loosing javelins. They do have way more speed too, so they can easily get away.
Yes, Lord.
Harass these boar boys all day.
They will succumb.
Bring them on over. Keep them from getting off the flank. And stay far enough away from those archers we're going to hit by them. They're going to try to push them forward.
Very well.
Pull yourselves back. We'll just keep bothering these boar boys for a moment.
Now is our time.
Keep wiggling them on around, especially if we can draw them away.
Take it, Senator.
some of there's some javelins. Alright, you may have gotten a little, let them get a little bit too close. That charge bonus may be enough to let them get... No, they're easily outpacing them.
Marauder horsemen!
The rest of the army's just hanging out. I'm happy to play chase with this group. Go right through the woods, no problem. Slow our lads down, but slow theirs down as well. Rest of their army is starting to move forward now.
Marauder horsemen!
These horsemen really haven't done that much damage, but
Now is our time!
completely kept this unit off on the side and drawn their forces forward. We will take it.
What? Get them!
Don't get caught in the crossfire between those two, though.
Marauder horsemen!
May try some shenanigans. They're probably not the biggest fans of being made fools of. Javelins keep finding their marks.
Your will!
Keep retreating. That was just barely in time.
Nose on the sheep!
Draw them right over here in front of our archers. They're trying to catch up. Our Marauder horsemen just have way too much speed. Let's go through the woods here. I'll leave everyone as is. The Ungor can start firing as soon as they get in range.
They will succumb! Marauder horsemen!
There we go.
Yes, Lord!
Crossfire. Well, these guys are pretty heavily armored.
Command us!
Send the Dragon Ogres up. Start chopping on them.
Lord!
We slow you down with anything at all? Armor, charge bonus, and melee attack. That's fair enough.
My God's call!
Good damage in. Everyone else is slowly limping their way on over. And once they do arrive, they will meet themselves in a wall of rotten doggos.
Marauder horsemen!
Drag these Marauder horsemen away.
Lord!
I'm happy to even drop down Overcast Rancid Visitations on these boar boys here. You guys are getting a bit aggressive. Uncle for Uncle, let's keep you back just a little bit longer as well. Prepare them to charge in. Draw these Dragon Ogres back. You guys can kind of hang out on the flanks there. Orc boar boys have smashed on in. Okay, they come on the other side as well. Go ahead and drop down. Oh, that just drops it on yourself. I should have read that a bit better. Get to work. Swing them on around the other side. Whole bunch of orcs charging down the center there. Let's go ahead and drop down Fires of Chaos on this position. Dark Fortress, damage resistance, heals, and then damage. So let's go for the Rapier of Ecstasy and just charge on in. Give yourself some damage resistance while you're here. We can do a Stream of Corruption as well. Fair deal of orcs moving in on you. Smash this group. Let's get you guys moving around behind. Gore, there's some juicy exposed enemies for you. We haven't even got to use our Skull Crushers yet. Get to work. This side has been pretty easily obliterated. Unky for Unky, we're going to send him over on this side. Stream of Corruption we can blast on in. Probably not the best used one. It'll at least get some poison down on the enemy there. Heals, probably not necessary. We can do a Curse of the Leper, get us a matter of more damage effect. Damage reflection. Definitely going to need it. These javelins moving on around. The Slaughtercade is crashed on in. They're ripping through the line. We're McCormick Skull Crushers. Oh yeah, here we are. This is what I've been waiting on. It's not the best charge because it's got to go through friendly lines, but here they come to wreck the day. Them and the Slaughtercade, you're gonna rip those weapons through. All armor piercing all the time. And the enemy is starting to crumble. Cracks in their resilience starting to show. Get them charging in on these biggins over here. Harold will go ahead and drop down the Demonic Strength. We'll throw down the Miasma of Pestilence on everyone over here. Make that orc fightiness not as effective. Spirit Leech can go down on the Black Orc Big Boss. Great Unclean One is giving him business. Uncle for Uncle is one wielding a blade instead of, I don't know what's going on with the blood there. I thought that was my mouse freaking out. More arrows flying on down. Trying to find some marks. Give him the smack, Uncle. Drop down some more Plague Juice. And that's the win. Orcs shall flee, and we're gonna run them down just for the fun of it. I'll catch y'all back on the campaign map. A decisive win there. Our Marauders pretty easily held long enough for our big beaters to do all their damage, even if they didn't get into the fight till a little bit later. Still 111 kills and 102 go to the Slaughtercade, so very well done. 70 lost. Take the win. We'll sack Black Flag. Or Black Fang. And then probably reclaim. And I'm happy to hand that off to the Dolgan. Grab Black Fang here. We'll go ahead and repair it on up, though, so that way they actually wish to take it from us. Oh, how many enemy provinces? There's not that many adjacent, so yeah, it wouldn't be worth to grab the totem building here. Twisted Relic. Alright, Harold, we can get you yourself some evasion going. Next, we'll probably go for Hearts of Iron, just to keep the vigor up for the entire army a little bit better. But with that victory over the orcs there, that is going to be all the time I've got for today. I've been Space Wizard Total War. Remember to leave a like for the like god and a sub for the sub zone, and I will see you on the next one.